Happy Saturday. Lots to talk about today. Ruby Dhalla has dropped out of the Liberal leadership race. Benjamin Tall says we're heading for a semi-recession. And these conspiracy theories are softening you up so that the billionaires could take advantage of what's coming. Let me start here with the big news. Ruby Dhalla was questioned by the Liberal Party. They wanted to know about possible interference from the government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and from the Conservatives such as Patrick Brown. And I'm going to assume that the answers were not to the liking of the Liberal Party because now Ruby Dhalla is kicked out of the Liberal leadership race. I have seen many people who are very upset about this. Let me ask you some questions. Let me ask, did you honestly believe that Ruby Dhalla would be the perfect choice to be the Prime Minister of Canada for the foreseeable future, into the next 5 years, potentially into the next 10 years? Is that what you thought? Or were you intent on committing a federal crime by voting for the worst possible candidate? Yeah, it says in that email where you had to verify your identification so the government knew exactly who you were and where you lived. In that email, it says that if you're doing this for some type of nefarious reason, that's a federal crime. So if it's the former and you felt that she was the fantastic choice to be PM, I respectfully disagree. If it's the latter and you were intent on committing a federal crime, count your blessings. All right, Benjamin Tall says Canada is bound for semi-recession even without tariffs. Let's face it, the influx of immigration over the last few years has shielded us from a technical recession. And now that that has been slowed down, it's going to show up, with or without the tariffs. The tariffs are just going to make it worse. Remember, at the end of Q3, Canada's natural rate of interest was 1.62%, which is better than the US and definitely better than the Euro area. But if the interest rate is still too high above this number, it suppresses the economy. So we're still suppressing the economy. All right, so I get a lot of people do that whole WEF thing, the whole you'll own nothing and be happy thing. Like, you guys didn't look into that at all, did you? Like, it just shocks me. Like, I'm a person that when I'm interested in something, I deep dive into that. But it seems that these things that terrify you, you guys just don't look into that at all. The statement comes from Danish politician Ida Auken. And when asked the question, what's your prediction for 2030? Her answer was, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. What you want, you'll rent, and it'll be delivered by drone. That sounds about right. We live in a world with Netflix, Amazon Prime. I have Spotify. Am I happy that I have Spotify? Oh yeah. I know some people love physical media. I'm not one of them. Why? Because I like to take my media with me wherever I go. And I just don't want to store millions of albums in my house. I used to have a huge CD collection. When Spotify came along, I was relieved. I found that I would own nothing, but I was happy because what I wanted, I'd rent. And better yet, it's delivered by internet. Your TV service, whatever you use, whether it's cable, like old school TV, or Disney Plus, Netflix, you're renting that. Internet, you're renting that. Like, people have taken this and blown it way out of proportion as if you will own absolutely nothing. And Danish politician, like, these are the happiest people on the planet, so like maybe she's onto something. So why are you being lied to? You ever asked that question? Why are they telling us these things? Why are they trying to scare us? Why do they keep pushing this propaganda? Because the people that grew up in the wake of the last fascist revolution, they are transferring their wealth to the new generation. And what happened during that generation? Did you ever ask yourself what happened in that generation? After the defeat of the fascists, what governments did is tax the billionaires. Like, enormous taxes on the billionaires, like 90%. That money was used for infrastructure projects, etc., 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 funding education, things people need. On top of that, they strengthened labor laws. Unions were never stronger. If you worked in a factory, you got paid very, very well. So if we're talking about when things were great, at least economically, it was great when the wealthy got taxed the most and regular people got paid the most. Is that what's being promised right now? Is that why tariffs are going in place? So that they could tax the billionaires? So that there could be more money in the pocket of regular people? So regular people could get paid more as they're being laid off? Fear is how hunters hunt their prey. And their prey is that wealth that's coming your way. And you're falling right into that trap. They almost had you committing a federal crime to help them take everything from you.